Hey guys, so in today's video, it's not going to be a typical unboxing. I will be adding the Xmen 97 Cyclops and Jean Grey 2-pack to my giant size X-Men display. This display has been literally years in the making, so I'm kind of excited to talk about it and explain like each action figure's actually origin and how long it's actually taken me and the price of each figure that I've gotten. So it's not going to be your typical, put it there, pose, show you the articulation. I feel like it's just really monotonous at this point. I'd rather tell you guys about like the prices, give you guys some tips about when you can wait, when you should jump on it, give you some insight, and just other things that I've learned along the years of collecting. So this is going to be a celebration video of completing yet another team. I've completed my 90s the animated series comic book version, so now I'm going to be doing this giant sized version. So let me pose Cyclops and Jean and get everybody in formation, and I'll come back with more commentary. Okay, so after washing my hands, I have everyone out the box posed up. I ended up actually utilizing my Marvel Girl from the Krakoa era that came in a previous wave that I had in my Marvel Girl display collection because she feels more 70s to me. She feels more Claremont era to me. So I just kept her over here, and I'll utilize the 2-pack version over there. Also, the 2-pack version has like this gold accent instead of like the yellow. So I didn't want to throw off the traditional, yellow X-Men yellow. So I'll put her next to her Phoenix counterparts, and that'll be a good display. But here is everyone laid out in their glory, and this is a displayed team that is completed finally. I will go through each figure that I got, the price, and when I got them. Okay, going from left to right with all the figures that have the ability to fly or be in an aerial pose, we have Polaris. I got her in 2019 when I first started collecting. I believe she was one of the first figures I got because I was watching The Gifted that came on Fox, which is a really amazing X-Men adaptation spinoff. If you're into the X-Men and you love the X-Men, they utilize a lot of the characters from the comics that you don't necessarily get a spotlight on in a team. I won't give away too much of the plot, but it's a really great show, and it was one of the reasons why I really wanted to have Polaris in my display. So that was one of the reasons why I got her. I believe I paid 25 to 30, maybe even a little bit more than 30. I got her from eBay, so she wasn't like out on the market. And I believe this figure came out maybe 2017, 2018. So it wasn't the newest figure on the market when I got it. Next is Sunfire to the right of her, which I had gotten him for, I believe, $15, maybe 20 max at a comic book action figure video game resale store. It's like a really nerdy spot where you can get DVDs, CDs, an array of things, figures, statues. You can sell them your stuff, and they of course sell it back and for all types of different prices. But I had gotten him for a really decent price compared to what he's worth now on Amazon. I believe he's like close to 100, if not 100, more than 100. And I've had him for a while. He is not the most articulated, but he stands the test of time, right? Then we have my man Banshee that came out last year. That as soon as he came out, I got him. I believe he came out in what, February, April, March, one of them. But I had gotten him as soon as he came out, which I kind of regret because now I see him for like $14, I believe, or $11. So that means I could have waited. Of course, he wasn't a super popular character, so I could have, taken my time. But sometimes you really don't know which characters are going to take off and which ones are going to be super high in the resale market. And since we've never had a Banshee in that uniform, I just thought, let me just get it and not play the waiting game. And then next to Banshee, we have my man Nightcrawler teleporting in on a homemade Bamf cloud I made. I got him way back in 2019 along the time frame when I got Polaris. He was one of the first figures that I got because he was on the market. He was actually in Target, I believe, and I got him for less than $30. This was when Marvel Legends were like averaging 22, 23.99, 24.99. So with tax, you paid like, $27, less than 30. Now, most Marvel Legends, you're paying closer to 40, with taxes and shipping. And depending if you're getting it free shipping or not, and taxes are kind of higher. So this was pretty good. Back then, he came with 3 different heads, the sword, and I lost all of that. I have the sword, but I lost his other 2 heads. But very happy to have him in my display. And then we have Storm in her glory flying above them from the Thunderbird Storm 2-pack that came out in, I believe, 2021 or at the end of 2020. I was hunting for this figure like a madman because I'm obsessed and in love with Storm. I love her monologues. I love the power and the command in her voice when she taps into her abilities. Is so spiritual. And it's just so Shakespearean when she's like, "Winds, heed my command and remove these enemies from this land." It's just so Shakespearean, and it just helps me to get my life. I just feel the exuberance and excitement. I hunted so many targets for her. I don't believe I paid any more than $50 for this 2-pack. And then we had my man Angel that came out in May. I believe he came out in 2024. So it'll be 2 years coming up on this May that I've had him. He's a deluxe figure. I believe I paid $49 for him, or a little bit more with tax, like 50 something. I mean, Target had him for like 30 something for a brief second, but that's the thing with Target. When you get action figures, you have to be super quick and super on it, and I missed it. So I ended up paying a little bit more for him, but it's okay. He's an awesome figure. He looks really visually appealing, and I'm not mad at having him. I know soon they'll give us the blue variant and charge us the same exact price, and there'll be nothing special about him other than the fact that he's just the blue version. And right above Angel, we got my man Iceman from the Secret Wars release figure that just came out in the end of December 2025. This is probably the best Iceman that they've ever released. I love his translucent um, just design and aesthetic. His power effects are satisfying, and the bridge is just really great. That he has like a little bridge to like slide on, which he's always come with. But I just like that they gave him these power effects that make sense to his powers. And then we can drop down to the figures that cannot fly that are on ground level, starting with Havoc. I got him probably 2023, 2020, definitely probably 2023, 2024. And it was probably around Christmas time. I paid market price for him, which I'm so mad because I see him on Amazon for like $11. So please. Sometimes some of these figures, like a Havoc like this, could have probably waited if I had used my better discernment and judgment. Or if I had just hunted around for him a little bit more. I went and paid for him at Midtown Comics. I live in New York. So I paid for him in like from like a, name brand comic book store. But I could have waited. But I have him, and I'm glad I have him. And in front of him is Thunderbird, which he came with Storm in the 2-pack. You already know about that. Diamond Select Colossus, which I chose the Diamond Select Colossus for this display because Colossus is supposed to be big, huge, beefy, towering over everybody. And to me, the Marvel Legends, they don't always nail the larger characters and scale with the smaller characters. I find that they're not big enough. Like the Juggernaut and Colossus 2-pack, to me, they should be bigger, juicier, beefier. No pause. Anyway. Wolverine from the Diamond. No, this is Wolverine from the Marvel Legends. What is it? Love Triangle 3-pack with Scott and Jean, where he has on, where Cyclops has his leather jacket on. And I turned his belt, his X-Men belt backwards so that I could replicate that old school Wolverine look. We got Charles Xavier with the mini comic in his lap. That's from the hoverboard Professor Xavier. Oh, and the Wolverine I got back in 2019 as a Christmas gift. Had good friends back then. But yes, it was an expensive 3-pack too, so that was a good friend. Going back to Professor Xavier. I got him last year, 2025 in March, so it'll be a year soon. In the hoverboard, I think I paid $60 for him when now he's on Amazon for $50. the Marvel Girl Krakoa era action figure I had gotten when she was first released because I was fiending because I always wanted a Marvel Girl figure in my display. So I had gotten her, and I believe I got her at market price, which was like 20 something dollars, 27, $26. And blah, 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 blah. Cyclops came in the 2-pack for 70. And Beast, I believe I got him under $20 as a thrifted figure. He came loose, like loosely packaged. So he was separated from the others. And that is the giant size display. Wow. It's crazy that I remember each like figure when I got what year I got it and like how much I paid for it. The Beast, I believe I got him in 2020 or 2021. And I wanted to set up the display where I had like the OG 5 and then it spread, of course, with the addition of the newer X-Men and get the blend of all 13 X-Men. Cyclops famously says, "What are we going to do with 13 X-Men?" if you read the comic. Thank you guys for watching and take care.